Hello and welcome to Super OK, where we try to do a decent enough job to entertain people with our opinions on video games. My name is Dale, and I am joined here by the always amazing, always perfectly smelling Mel.
That's me.
Mel, how you doing?
Hi. I'm doing pretty great today. I hope that you are doing good yourself.
I am doing great, except for the perfectly smelling thing. For dinner, we had a casserole that had some mayonnaise base to it, and that is just, I got some war crimes coming out of me.
Oh.
But other than that, we're good. It was so delicious, though.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about eating super garlicky stuff. You'll just oh my God, it's good. And then you smell your breath and you're like, oh, vampires could definitely die.
Yeah. And if it's strong enough, it comes out of your pores.
Yeah. It's awful. It's great, but it's awful.
Yes, exactly. It's like both awesome and awful.
Yeah.
I had a friend who once ate 7 hot dogs in one evening, and the rest of the night his sweat smelled like hot dogs.
No way. He actually smelled like hot dogs?
Shout out to Cakes. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he is.
Could you imagine walking into a room and be like, hey guys, you smell that hot dog?
Yeah, I was there. I smelled the hot dog, man. Anyway, this is a podcast about video games. And so, of course, we start every episode with a highlight of the week, which has nothing to do with video games sometimes. Sometimes it does. But it's just a thing that made our week a little bit better, a little bit brighter, a little bit nicer to live in. And so I'm going to go first because Ange, for Christmas, got me a massage.
Ooh.
And that massage took place on Groundhog's Day, which is great because if you're going to have to relive a day, you're going to want it to be a day in which you get a massage, right?
And be Kobe beef. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. And so it took place at MGM Grand Casino. They've got a spa there.
Oh, nice.
The lovely part about this is that because it was in the spa, we also got access to all of the amenities of the spa, which normally you have to stay in the hotel to have access to. So I was able to go in a jacuzzi, hit up a steam room, hit up the sauna. They have a saltwater bath that Ange and I were the only people in, just swimming around for hours on end. And it was just wonderful and so relaxing and so absolutely amazing. My bones were like jello afterwards in a very, very good way. So if you haven't recently had a massage, or if you haven't ever had a massage, treat yourself, get a massage.
Mm-hmm. It's such a nice experience because sometimes when you walk in there super tense, you walk out feeling like, man, I don't remember what I was upset about or what I was stressed about.
Yeah. Yep. And Ange doesn't like a massage, so she instead got a pedicure.
Ooh.
And really enjoyed that experience. She got the one where they do exfoliation and hydration and all of that. And so she's got her little toenails are painted and all that.
Nice.
It's very cute. And she really enjoyed it. So
yeah,
highly, highly recommended. This episode is not sponsored by MGM Grand Immersive Spa, but if you want to hook me up with a massage for a spot on this episode, on any episode, I'll do an hour-long episode. I don't give a shit. You just reach out to me, MGM. I know you're listening.
Yeah, second that. I would love to get a massage from you guys.
God, why did we pick video games? Why didn't we pick spa reviewers?
I mean, we could still do that. That could be a thing. Could be a side thing.
A side hustle.
Super relaxed. The spa reviewing podcast.
I love that so much. Maybe we just do that and then we do a Patreon special or something. I don't know.
We pivot. Yeah.
Yep. A hard pivot. Hard pivot. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, that was my highlight. What was yours?
Yeah, so my highlight was really nice because Josh decided that he wanted to take me on date night over this past weekend. And I was like, okay, like, where are we going? Like, what are we doing? He's like, I want to take you bowling. And I was like, okay, like, I have never been bowling with my husband, and we've been together for like 7+ years.
Mhm.
And I love bowling. I love bowling so much that I own my own bowling ball and my own set of bowling shoes.
Oh,
And in
wow.
7 years of us like being together, we have not gone. So he's
That's
like, I
crazy.
wanna, and he's like gone with like his work for like work and like hanging out with people at work. And he bowled with people at work. And he goes, why haven't we done this together? I'm like, I don't know. So he took me on date night. I told him that if you're planning date night, you have to plan the food and the event. And he was like, okay, we're going to go to Jollibee, which is the Filipino fast food restaurant that opened up in Sterling Heights, Michigan. They have tons of locations throughout Michigan or throughout the United States, but this is the only one in Michigan.
And they like
So
just opened,
and
right?
they just opened. Yeah. So when we went there, it was like a 30-minute wait to get into the building before you can actually order. And we ordered like almost everything on the menu. We ordered like the fried chicken, we ordered the spaghetti, we had to try the burger steak, and then like some of the chicken sandwiches that they have there. And they have this thing called a peach and mango pie. So think of it as like a McDonald's like apple pie, but inside is like a canned peach puree mango filling. And it was
Oh,
so good. Like everything was so good at Jollibee except for the spaghetti, because the spaghettis reminded me of like sweet spaghettios, and they also had like chopped up like hot dogs, for a matter of fact, like in the spaghetti. So it wasn't like my favorite, but the chicken was really good. The burger steaks was really good. 9 out of 10 would totally go to Jollibee again. It was
nice.
just fantastic. And
That's
then
awesome.
afterwards we got to go bowling, and we it took us forever to find a bowling alley that was like open for actual like bowling, because there were so many birthday parties that were happening over the weekend. Some bowling alleys will do like leagues and stuff on the weekends. So the earliest opening that they had was at like 7 p.m. and I was like, dang, like this was totally unfortunate. But we ended up finding like a place out in Rochester that had open bowling, and we bowled for like an hour. And Josh was like, I'm not good at bowling whatsoever, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll just play or whatever. And then he like changed up like how he bowled at the very end of like our bowling session, and he was just like knocking down pins, and I was like, you have been holding out on me, you jackass.
You sandbagging son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
he was like getting strikes and like spares, and I'm like, what the fuck, like, where did you come from?
That's amazing. Now, you said that you haven't bowled with Josh since you guys have been together.
Yes.
Have you bowled on your own or with friends or that sort
No.
of thing? So you haven't been
No,
bowling
so
in
I've been
7
bowling in 7
years.
years. Yeah.
Holy shit,
Isn't that
that's
crazy?
crazy. That's
other
wild.
other than like video game bowling, but that doesn't really count.
No, it's a completely different animal. Was
For
this on
sure.
Saturday?
It was. Yeah.
Hilarious. I was also at a bowling alley on Saturday celebrating
No,
Tubbs' birthday.
no way.
Yeah. Tubbs, for some reason, every year for his birthday, he likes to go to this bar that's in a bowling alley.
Which one?
It's in Madison Heights. It's called Madison Bowl. But
Oh, okay.
we don't bowl. We just go and hang out in the bar.
Okay.
And so
Wow.
it's possible you could have been in the same room as us, but we didn't know it.
Yeah. I probably called like a whole bunch of different bowling alleys, and I definitely called that one. So we could
Okay.
have been at the same place
Yeah.
at the same time.
Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, it sounds like he did a great job with that date. Am I correct?
Yeah. It was a great date.
Wonderful. Would you say that even though it was like kind of fast food and kind of a casual event, that it was a romantic evening?
It was. Yeah. We hardly ever do something like this together as a couple. So it was really nice.
Yeah, just getting to like spend time with one another, that sort of thing. That's really important, especially right now because it's the week of Valentine's Day as you're listening to this. And so romance is 100% in the air, not just in Mel and Josh's relationship, but also in video games. Ever
Heck
since
yeah.
Pac-Man met Miss Pac-Man back in 1982, romance has been a part of video games. However, Much like love, ever since then, it has blossomed into something much more than two yellow circles meeting with a heart between them. One of them did have a bow, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, there are games with multiple possible love interests, different dating options, different endings, so much more. So make a reservation for two, pop a bottle of bubbly, and scooch in a little bit closer, baby, as we explore the wonderful world of romance in video games.
Cue the Marvin Gaye, like, let's get it on.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. It is time to get romantic. Time to get romantic. Yes, indeed, that's for sure. The kick punch style remains very secure. Never bending, always the fast to make a move. This time we get down nice and smooth.
And by let's get it on, I mean let's go into thegamer.com/video game couples iconic, and we are going to rate the most iconic video game couples to start. Then we got some standard questions after that. We're just going to go through the top 13 inexplicably, top 13 couples in all of video games, and we're going to rate them. We're just going to say whether or not we think they're a good couple. What rating scale do we want? 1 to 5 hearts?
Yeah, that sounds great. 5
Cool.
hearts being like the best.
Yes.
Most love, soulmate potential.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. All right. Do you want to read the first couple or should I?
You can go first.
All right. The first couple is female Commander Shepard, aka Femshep, and Garrus Vicarian.
This is a very interesting choice. Like, you have so many like romantic options in Mass Effect games. Like, why did they pick this one?
You know, I'm not 100% sure why they picked this one. My thought process on this is Garrus is like the perfect right-hand man for Shepard.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like the perfect second in command, that sort of thing. And so as I played through all of them as Femshep, as like the commander, I didn't want to get involved with my first, like,
For sure.
for like the next person in line,
Right.
basically. And that's how I always viewed Garrus. Is like if Shepard died, Garrus is going to be the person to like pick up that mantle and carry it on.
Totally.
Right? And that is like, obviously it's important in 1, but in 2 and in 3, the friendship that they have is so huge. Shooting bottles on the Citadel, like all of that, those are awesome memories that I honestly don't want sullied with a romantic relationship. I just want them to be good friends. And so I'm going to rate this one pretty low. What about you?
Okay. Did you go through their romantic option?
I did not.
Okay. It's like kind of cute in a way because like you can tell like how loyal Garrus is like as you are like flirting with him. Like he's trying to like still be professional, but like also trying to like engage with you in a flirtatious manner. And it's just kind of like awkward and cute. So it's adorable, don't get me wrong. But like I don't necessarily think they're a very good choice in terms of like a romantic couple. Because like even in some of the cutscenes, I'm kind of like cringe.
Fair.
It's kind of cringy. But I will say that like I can see why people like him as a, you know, companion for Femshep, but as an iconic video game couple, I would say probably like 2 hearts.
I was also thinking 2 hearts. I think we are aligned on Garrus as being a romantic icon in the Mass Effect series. All right. You want to take us to the next one?
Yeah. So the next one is Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. Both are in the Mortal Kombat series. I have yet to see. Well, I guess I really haven't played a lot of Mortal Kombat, but in here it says that they got married and they have a kid. What? They have a kid?
That's absolutely wild. This is, in my mind, this is the only possible worst pairing than the one up above, because
Mhm.
I have seen like them rip the like spines out of each other, like break
Yeah.
the orbital sockets of one another. Like, you cannot date or become romantically involved with somebody who you are in a fighting game, a fighting tournament with.
Right. I mean, I guess there could be something that's like attractive about, oh, this person fights just as well as I do or something, right? Like you could have some sort of admiration for that person. But like I also feel like they have very different personalities.
Yeah,
Like
very much so.
very contrasting personalities that would be, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. And
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get
I
it.
don't either.
It basically, like, this sounds terrible, but it basically to me feels like, who are two attractive people? Oh, they must be in love, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just bad storytelling.
Mhm.
I'm going one hard on this one. What about you?
I'm gonna say two because they do have a little bit of like the same hobbies, fighting
Mhm.
people, and then they're both very good at it. So maybe that's like why they are, there's some sort of mutual attraction there.
Okay,
But that's about it. I don't
fair.
think that they're soulmates by any means,
Yeah.
but good for them that they got married and have a kid.
Yeah, maybe it's a romance. Well, no, they got married and had a kid. If it was
Yeah.
just like a romance of convenience, like, hey, we're in this fighting game together, like, or fighting tournament together, like, we should get together during this. Like, that would at least, like, there would be some motivation there. You've
Right.
got slim pickings, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't like it. All right, next up we have John and Abigail Marston from Red Dead Redemption. And Red Dead Redemption 2, obviously, because you see all of that
Yeah.
throughout it. So, what are your thoughts here?
I mean, I can't remember playing Red Dead Redemption. I remember it being a good game, but I honestly don't remember their relationship together. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair. I remember them. I have not spent a lot of time in either of these games, but I remember seeing like videos and that sort of thing of them like fighting one another, like getting into like shouting matches with each other.
Hmm.
And it even says here in the description of them, the two get into plenty of verbal confrontations. Um, and I kind of like when they show that in a video
Yeah.
game when it's not all idealized.
Hmm.
So that's good,
Yeah.
Um,
Shows like it's a real relationship versus just being like, oh, lots of love.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I feel like this would be, I mean, like, I'm gonna default to a 3 on this one, just because like I don't remember their relationship that much, but they had a kid and John Marston's a badass. So he deserves to be happy.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to go with 3, just because of a more realistic depiction of love in a video game. I think
Mhm.
that's great.
My turn. Next up is Link and Zelda. And I would love to say that this is like a four heart for me because like Link is always out there to save Zelda, but are they like truly in a relationship? That's what I want to know. I've only played like a handful of like Zelda games, and it just seems like he's just out there to save her.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting take on it. I think, like, if you look at some of the N64 games, like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, Twilight Princess was GameCube and Wii, actually. In some of those, there's like an implication of romantic feelings between the two of them.
Okay.
But you never, because you're always saving her, you never
Right.
really get a chance to see them interact on that level.
Right. Yeah. And that I think that's what's like hard for me. Like I feel like Link has a devotion to Zelda, and that's very apparent while you're playing all these games. But like I never really get to see them like as a couple. I would love to see that more.
Yeah, and is it a romantic devotion? Is it a devotion of duty to Hyrule? Is it like
Right.
a friendship? Like, we don't necessarily know, and that could change from game to game.
For sure. Yeah, the duty to Hyrule is a really good one. Anyways, mine's a 4 on this one, just because like there's definitely some dedication there.
I'm gonna stick with a 3, only because like we don't know from game to game. If we were talking about a single game, I think I would be able to narrow it in more because that relationship would be more concrete. But looking over the entire series, I'm going to stick with a 3, right?
Okay.
Smack in the middle.
Yeah.
All
Understandable.
right. Here's one that is not smack in the middle. Mario and Peach, a tale as old as time. Trying to rescue the princess since like straight up Donkey Kong 1. Except that's not the princess. That's Paulina. So never mind. Straight up trying to rescue the princess since Super Mario Brothers 1. Princess Peach. So here's the thing. If we were talking about this pre-Nintendo Switch, I don't know how high I would rate this. Because the last time that we've seen them like interact in a not I'm saving the princess scenario was in Sunshine, and there wasn't much indication of a romance inside Sunshine. However, in Odyssey, it is very, very clear that these two are a romantic couple. It is very clear that while they are a romantic couple, Peach is also allowed to be her own woman, which is great. She's like going on trips and all of that. They vacation together, like that sort of stuff. And so that's my vibe on this. What are your thoughts here?
I feel like Mario is definitely in love with the princess, but like I don't know if she's truly in love with him.
Oh.
I think that he has like a huge crush on her, and that he's like throughout all of these games, like he's definitely has the same like puppy dog eyes like Link has for Zelda in a way. But like again, we kind of talked about like, is it because of duty? Like, is it because it's like he's actually loyal to her? But like, I have never really seen Peach like head over heels for Mario.
That's fair. I mean, she's baked him a cake a couple times.
Yeah, but like I bake cakes for my friends.
Fair enough. Great point.
I don't know. So I feel like Mario and Peach, I give them a 3.
I'm going to go with a 4 on this one. It is. I'm going to go with a 4 on this one. I think this is a better romance than Link and Zelda. Not by a ton. Not by a ton. Who's
All
up
right.
next?
Next up is Geralt and Yennefer. And I ship this so hard. I love the chemistry between Geralt and Yennefer. I think that they both relate to each other on such a deep level of just companionship and how they have viewed their trials and tribulations together, that like it's almost kind of like weird to say, but like it's almost like trauma bonding in a way. But they really do care for each other.
Yeah.
They really, really do.
Yep. I think that is 100% accurate. I also think that when you look at this through the eyes of romance, like there is a deep affection, a deep love between them, a willingness to sacrifice oneself, which, is not always a requirement of love, but is oftentimes a true indicator of it. So I would rate them really highly. I think I actually might rate them a 5.
I think so too. Because like I think it's also really cute that like Geralt and Yennefer, like they both can't have kids because like Yennefer's a witch, like Geralt like is a witcher, so like they're both kind of sterile in that manner. And they've just pretty much was like, oh, we're gonna adopt Ciri.
We're gonna steal this baby.
This is gonna be our kid now.
Yep. Whether we want her or not.
Exactly. Like
Yes.
she's our problem now.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we've got a classic will they, won't they scenario in Master Chief and Cortana. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Halo, that is a huge meat slab of man and then also a holographic projection. So there's that.
Yeah.
This is a weird one for me.
Same.
It's an AI. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I wish Xando was here because we would talk about like how similar this is, like Master Chief and Cortana with the movie Her, because in Her he like falls in love with the AI that's like on his phone, and that was a really, really good movie. But like I also have, like it's also very difficult for me to understand that type of love because it is not a real person that you're loving, right? So, but you love. I would essentially think that he loves the idea of this person, of what this person could be, rather than the person or the AI itself. Additionally, I have a problem with this a little bit too, because it's almost like that Cortana is forced to be with Master Chief because of just her being implanted in his head. Right. Yeah. So like how much of that connection is truly love, or is it artificial because of the implantation?
Right. And is it manipulation, self-preservation? Right. Like, yeah.
Because you don't even know if she's like manipulating him through her own like programming.
Right. Yeah. When one person can read the thoughts of the other, there's definitely going to be a power imbalance there. Mm-hmm. That's wild. Yeah. One star. Get out of here.
Same. I'm just so not sure about this. This one.
If we're wrong, Halo fans, if you watch that terrible television show and you've read all the comics and all of that shit and you have a different opinion, let us know in the Discord.
Yeah.
But for us, 1 star.
Yeah.
One heart, rather.
I would still be like, she could be programming him to be falling in love with her.
Yup.
Who knows?
Yup.
So next one that we have on here is from Kingdom Hearts, and this is Sora and Kairi. Am I saying that right? Kairi. I've never actually played Kingdom Hearts before. I've played like bits and pieces of it, so I don't know what their relationship is like. She's the girl have you played Kingdom Hearts before? Okay, yep. She's the one at the very beginning of the original Kingdom Hearts that he loses to the thing, right?
Yes, to the darkness.
To the darkness, right.
Yep. Long story short, they treat her like a Disney princess.
Oh.
Who is captured and being held against her will by the Heartless, and Sora has to rescue her. Mm-hmm. The difference is all of the Disney princesses are held captive by like Heartless and a Disney villain.
Sure.
And Kairi is held captive by a Heartless and the other boy that they grew up on this island with, named Riku.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think it's Riku. Pretty sure it's Riku. Yes, it's Riku. And so there's that. Now here's the thing. Do they have a fondness for one another? Yes, they do. Are they obviously in like a romantic love relationship? They're both like middle to young teenagers. So no, they're not.
Right.
This is a really weird pick, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Especially if they're so young, right? Like it's just kind of hard to say like whether or not they're truly soulmates. But who knows? They could be. I don't know what the other Kingdom Hearts are like and whether or not she's in them. So
yeah. I played 2 and I'll be honest, I do not remember if she's in it.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah,
so.
Which is another point against her. I don't know. What are you going to rate this?
I don't really understand their relationship that much, but young love, I give it a 3, you know?
Okay. I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
Only because like if I were Sora, I could see doing everything that Sora did to save a friend as opposed to a person I love. You know,
Yeah.
like it could be platonic love, it could be romantic love, and
Sure.
so I'm gonna put it at a 2. I don't remember like a big kiss at the end or anything like that.
Right.
So 2 for me. All right, next up we've got Final Fantasy 15, Noctis and Luna.
Hmm.
So Luna is a summoner. She is held captive. Noctis has to save her. They have an arranged marriage. It's pretty interesting, actually. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
Um,
played the 15?
I have. I played the shit out of 15. I really loved it.
Okay.
What's interesting about this is while Luna is in this and she's a major character, she is not in it for a large part of it.
Interesting.
Like you go to the city to save her, and then you save her, and she uses her summon ability to like help swing the tide in your favor. And then, if I remember correctly, you leave. And
What?
she does not come with you. She's just like, I'm gonna stay here, even though I have crazy powers. You go and save the world with your boy band.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Interesting.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But I do remember them being like affectionate to one another in the game. So that's a point in their favor.
Right.
So I don't know. Have you played Final Fantasy 15?
I have not. So that's why I'm like asking you, like, oh, have you played? Tell me, like, please tell me more about their relationship because I really know nothing about it.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I think this is a pretty solid option. I'm going to give them like a 3.5.
Okay.
Out of 5. Do you have an opinion here based on the little amount that I gave you?
I mean, they're married, right? Like
they have an arranged marriage. They are not yet married.
Marriage. Gotcha. Yeah. I don't really know. I know, like in a lot of like arranged marriages, like people learn to love each other. So I'd give them like a 3 to start with. You know.
Okay.
Who knows? It could turn out to be more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely fair.
Since I guess we're on the train of Final Fantasies, we're gonna move on to Final Fantasy X and talk about Tidus and Yuna. And this Final Fantasy is definitely just a giant love story, in my opinion. Everything about like learning the history of Tidus and how he's connected to Yuna, and how much he is dedicated to Yuna. Like it's just straight up a love story. And then the end where like he just like leaves her is like the saddest thing ever. And I cried so hard. Like they just should have just stayed together. They should have.
They couldn't.
Ugh. I know, but like that's the thing. Like they should have, and that's why I cried. I cried so hard.
That's fair.
And like the ending of that game was just so beautiful, like so heartbreakingly beautiful that like, I can't. It like tears my heart into pieces just thinking about it.
It is without question my favorite Final Fantasy. I agree on all points here. I think this is wonderful. I love the fact that they don't start off in love. I love the fact that you get to see it like all take place. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I'm going to give this a 5 hearts.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same.
I think that makes a ton of sense. It's so good. It's so very good.
Have you played X2?
I played the demo for it and was like, this isn't for me. But that was also back when it was like getting ripped on by every like games media. I have not tried it since then. I should probably go back and try it.
Yeah. I mean, I heard that it has a very happy ending. So it's like
good.
A reason why I want to play it, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. I have thought about playing the remastered versions multiple times. I probably should. The only problem is there's too many new games coming out. Curses.
True.
Speaking of games I haven't really put any time into, Nathan and Elena from Uncharted. Have you spent any time with Uncharted?
I have not, but I know a lot of people love this relationship. Like, really, really love like how they interact with each other. They think it's like a really like healthy relationship.
Okay.
But I've never actually played the game.
Yeah. The only thing I know about this couple is that you have the ability in Uncharted 4, I think it's Uncharted 4, to sit there and play the entirety of Crash Bandicoot with her.
Cute.
And that's pretty adorable.
Yeah. That's really cute.
And given Ange's proclivity towards Crash Bandicoot, I'm going to give this a 4-star or 4 heart.
Yeah. I'll probably still call this one a 3. I don't really like see. I don't really know that much of their relationship, but yeah. 3. Next on this list, this is at number 2. We only have like 2 more left. Is Nero and Kyrie from Devil May Cry?
Mm-hmm.
I have never played a Devil May Cry game. I know it's such a bad thing for me to say because I feel like I would really, really enjoy it because I really liked Bayonetta and like the action is, mechanics are very similar from one another. And everybody says like, Mel, Devil May Cry is going to be so good. You should play this. Never played a single one. I do not know who Nero and Kyrie are.
Nero is a boy who has a demonic arm, and Kyrie is his girlfriend. And I played the first Devil May Cry when it came out, which was like a lifetime ago. But long and short, Kyrie gets kidnapped by demons, and Nero just immediately starts fighting to get her back.
I mean,
that's pretty good. And then reading the description here, apparently after Devil May Cry 4, they move in together and they start running an orphanage together.
Aww.
So
I ship. I'm gonna give it a 4. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm going 4 as well. That's pretty strong.
Like you're fighting demons. Like you're not fighting like for anybody other than to save your girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. All right. The number 1 on this iconic video game couples, number 1 is the absolutely banger, well-known, unbelievably totally niche title called Shadow Hearts. You ever played Shadow Hearts?
Nope.
Me either. It's Yuri and Alice from Shadow Hearts, everybody. I'm sure there's some Shadow Hearts stands out there who are screaming at this episode right now. But I do not know anything about Yuri and Alice.
Agreed.
So instead, I'm just going to read what this article says about them, and we'll judge them based on that. Okay. Yuri and Alice are a couple that comes from a more niche title named Shadow Hearts. Still, the duo's love was powerful enough to gain them the respect of the gaming community, except us, apparently. Sadly, this couple has a sad tale. Bad writing. As Alice takes on the curse of the 4 masks to save Yuri's life. This happens while the couple is traveling back home to finally start their lives together, and Alice is killed by the curse. So they're more of a tragic couple than a happy one. Hopefully, though, Yuri and Alice can reunite one day.
How is this iconic?
This is some like bootleg ass Japanese Oni like Romeo and Juliet bullshit.
Yeah. Although, like, if somebody has played Shadow Hearts, like, convince me why I should play this game.
Please tell me, because this sounds busted ass. 1 heart.
Yeah.
Well, 1 heart. If Alice really loved Yuri, she would find a way to break the curse of the 4 masks to save Yuri's life instead of taking it on and dying herself.
All right. Yeah. 2. I give it a 2. They used to be a happy couple. I don't know.
All right, fair point. You know what? Fair point. They were a happy couple until they were both idiots. 2 hearts. I'll give them 2.
And if they were soulmates, they definitely would reunite at some point, right? So, yes. 2.
Okay. Fair enough. I believe you. All right, let's move on to some actual real questions. For the two of us, just about romance in video games.
Yeah.
We're going to start with an obvious answer. Which video game couple is your favorite?
I really like Bella and Mortimer Goth from The Sims because they've been living together for the longest time and they have a kid, and I just love the fact that they have like such a vibe with one another. And when you play them in The Sims, like you can tell that Mortimer is like totally in love with Bella, and I just love like how they interact with each other. And I don't know how like EA has made it so that like they always are in love with each other, but it's just like so heartwarming. I love how loyal they are. And so they are my favorite couple. I see them all over my Sims town. So I'm just like, oh, you guys are so cute.
Nice. If I'm not mistaken, the Goth family has like really strong Addams family vibes.
They
Am I
do.
wrong?
They do. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
cool. That's a good
So
pick.
Bella's got like a red dress instead of all black. And then Mortimer has like, like the slick back hair and the mustache.
Yeah.
So very similar.
That's awesome. That's very cool. I'm going to go with Lilith and Roland from Borderlands.
Okay.
Now, what's interesting about this couple is you never see them together on screen because their entire relationship takes place in between the events of Borderlands 1 and 2. They're not together when you first meet them in 2. But they had to break up to keep their respective cities safe. Like Lilith is undercover with the bandits. Roland is protecting the town.
Yeah.
And so they had to break up to do that. And so when you first meet them, there's a ton of obvious love between them in Borderlands 2. It's just really good. They're both like really witty and quippy to one another, which is a type of romance that I really enjoy. And I don't want to spoil Borderlands for people who haven't seen it, or who haven't played the second one, but there's some stuff that happens in there that really drives home how important this relationship was to both of them. And so it's definitely worth playing. It's definitely worth checking out. I absolutely love their relationship.
Yeah. It's such a shame that you really can't see them like together in Borderlands, because I would have loved to see like how they've interacted with each other, other than like talking to each other, like through narration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Thanks.
Solid couple.
Yeah. So let's talk about people who aren't couples, but we wish that they were. Who are you shipping?
Okay.
I'm going to go first on this one.
Yes.
Because my answer for this is Cloud and Tifa in Final Fantasy VII.
Interesting. People are going to fight you.
Huh?
People are going to fight you for that one?
I'm sure they are, but Tifa is such a badass. And so as a kid, I had no idea what Cloud saw in this like waifish, like flower peddler healer. And then Eris dies. And so it's like, boo-hoo, my milquetoast girlfriend is dead. And so Cloud is completely oblivious to the white hot punch lady who's giving him the eyes for the remainder of the game. Like, she is so much like clearer, a better romantic option for Cloud. And everybody's just like, no, I like the girl in the dress. Get it together.
But Eris is also a badass in her own manner.
She's fine.
She's fine. I don't know if I agree with this one. Don't get me wrong. Like, Tifa is hot. She is a badass. She can punch her way through stuff. But I feel like Eris has such an elegant vibe compared to Tifa.
She's fine.
Okay.
What's your answer for this?
I don't know how I feel about that one, but okay.
Well, I mean, I didn't ask how you feel.
That's fine. That's fine. That's what you're shipping. You're shipping those two.
Tifa's
I don't agree
amazing.
with you shipping with them, but that's fine. I'm gonna go with Majima.
Hold on. Not even after Eris's death?
No, because like Cloud should still be like, oh my god, my girlfriend, like Eris.
He's known her for like a day and a half.
I don't care. She's still awesome.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'll switch gears a little bit. So my first Yakuza game was Yakuza 0. And the whole premise of this game is like there's this girl that like the mafia is like trying to find. Her name is Makimura. And one of the characters, Majima, is like trying to find her, and then he realizes that the Yakuza is out to get her. So he's like going through this whole entire game, essentially trying to protect her and keep her safe. She also somehow she was blind by something. I totally forgot what she was blinded by, but like she has never seen his face. So he's like going out of his way to like protect her because he feels like, I don't know, like a lot of people will probably argue with me about this one, but I feel like he's going out of his way to like protect her because he like thinks that she's like gentle and that she's like something that's worthwhile to like protect. And at the end of the game, they never get together. Like there's so many instances where there's like, gosh, there's like so much sexual tension here. Like you can tell that he like is so devoted to her by like protecting her from all of like these people. And at the end of the game, he just like walks away from her. It's like so sad. It's like so sad. I remember like being like getting to the end of the game and I was like, why? Why did he just like walk away from her? He had every right to be like, hey, like I'm Majima. I'm the one that like saved you through all of this shit. And he was just like, nope. I turn around and leave. I think he like she at the end of the game, like she ended up like having like a new boyfriend or something like that. And he was like telling her like her new boyfriend's like, oh, take care of her or something like that. And I was just like, no, why would you do that? Like you're ruining your own happiness. But I guess like the reason why why that never happened is because like it kind of shows like how crazy he ends up becoming. But yeah, I'm like so sad, and it's such a shame that they never get together.
So is this a case of like at the end of the game, time has passed and then he sees her again?
Yeah, it's not that long though. It's like a very short amount of time, maybe a few months or something, maybe a year.
I love that trope though of like being in love with someone so much that you just want to see them happy, and that might mean that they're not supposed to be with you.
Right.
I know it's a trope, but I absolutely love it. And so this sounds right up my alley.
Oh, it's so good. So sad. I think about it all the time. I remember like finishing that game and I turned to my husband and I was like, I hate the ending to this. Like this game would have been a 10 out of 10 except for the ending, so I'm going to drop it down to a 9 out of 10.
That is amazing. I love it. All right, let's switch it up. Let's get real narrative here. What is the best in video game date that you've been on? So you as the main character are dating someone in the video game.
Right.
What's the best one for you?
So I have 2 of them. One is again in Yakuza, and it's not necessarily it's a date. Like I'm like trying to teach somebody like how to go on a date, like as being a hostess or whatever. And we get to go to a karaoke bar and I get to sing karaoke with this other, like with my date. And what's really cool about this is that like, not only do I get to watch like my date sing karaoke, but I get to like cheer like while they're singing. So like as they're singing, I can go, yeah, rah, whoo, and then like hit the tambourine and stuff like that, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome.
But then like the reverse will happen. So I get to sing and then my date would get to like, you know, cheer for me as I'm singing karaoke. And I was like, man, that's like really fun. Like, I really wish that my husband would take me on a karaoke date.
Amazing.
So that's one. I think that's the best video game date because it's just, I don't know. There's something about it that sounds so cool.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. My answer here is Yennefer and a stuffed unicorn in Witcher 3. I'm kidding. It's good. It's good. But my real answer, as far as like most romantic experience in a video game, when I played through Mass Effect the first time, I romanced Liara as Femshep in 1 and 3. But you can't romance Liara in 2. She's not around, right?
Mhm.
By that point, she's the shadow broker. Spoilers. And so I instead romanced Thane in 2.
Oh.
And in 3, if you have romanced Thane in 2, there is this unbelievably romantic scene where Thane is in the hospital. And I do not want to spoil it for anyone, but I do want to tell you that it made me cry real tears that my boyfriend was in the hospital.
Dang.
It's so good. And you like meet Thane's kid and like all of this other stuff. It's amazing. It's
Whoa.
absolutely amazing. And you get to learn. I can't even remember the race of alien that Thane comes from, but you get to learn like all about their spirituality and like what they believe the afterlife is like and all of this stuff. And it's just like an amazing, vulnerable moment between two video game characters that has no right to be as touching as it is. So it's worth checking out. It's very good. And then also romancing Liara as Femshep in 3 is awesome because there's a part where she's like, I know you had like a lover in 2. Like, are you going to pick them or are you going to pick me? Like, who are you going to be devoted to?
Oh, she gave you ultimatum.
She did. And I picked her. And then from then on, she was just like, she like the facade of like information broker that she had put on into melted away. And she was like back to being my Liara. And it was awesome. It was very good. Very good. What about you?
But question for you.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about best video game date. So like, did this all happen like within a date with Liara that you had this conversation with her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it was like, pick me up. We're gonna like talk about this, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And technically going to visit your ex-boyfriend in a hospital isn't necessarily a date.
No.
But I count it because it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So those are obviously games where romance is involved. What is a game that is devoid of romance that would be improved with some?
I also wish Xander was here for this one, but I'm going to say Animal Crossing, but not because I want to date the animals, right? Like,
right.
I was like telling Xander this, like, I don't want to be the one that's like falling in love with our villagers. But like, what if you could make your villagers fall in love with each other? Like
a matchmaking system?
Matchmaking system. And then they could live together, right? And they could have like their own house together. So you can't just have, villagers in their own homes. It's like a blended style of both of them in one home. Like,
that sounds adorable.
Right? And then like you can deal with all of them like talking shit about each other. And like what happens if like one villager liked like two villagers like the same villager, right? So then like they're talking to you about like, hey, like do you think, this person also likes that person? Like what does that mean for me? And then you get to be part of like the internal gossip that happens. Like how crazy would that be? I'd be all in it for the tea.
Yeah, that legitimately sounds awesome. It also sounds like a nightmare to code, but it sounds awesome. I especially love the fact because like if you haven't played Animal Crossing, every villager has their own like personality and their own style, and that is like I don't want to say they're one dimensional, but like when you go into their house, they decorate their house very specifically to that style.
Yeah.
And so it would be really cool to see somebody who's like a bodybuilder hanging out with somebody whose like big thing is collecting bugs, you know? And so they move in together and now you got like the bodybuilding bug house. And it's just like, that sounds very cute to me. I don't know.
Yeah, super adorable. What happens if they break up? And then I have like this whole like, that'd be so cool to like watch breakups happen in Animal Crossing. And then you have to like console your villagers.
What would be crazy is if they move in together, which puts a vacancy in your island, somebody else moves into that island and then they break up and one of them has to leave the island.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like that's wild. That's wild. It's a great idea, though.
I know. The next version of Animal Crossing, like, it needs to be in there.
Yeah. Doug Bowser, or whatever your name is, if you're listening, hit us up. We'll license that idea to you.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah. My answer here is actually Soul Calibur, but this could apply to any fighting game.
Okay.
I want a game mode where you are trying to woo certain fighters by completing quests for them, like fighting their rivals, impressing them by finishing a fight with a certain move, that sort of thing. Oh. And so actions that you do inside like this campaign mode would either increase or decrease their like relationship with you. And this can be true both from a romantic standpoint, but also from people you're friends with, like that sort of thing. Yeah. Introducing some sort of like morality system and a romantic system into a fighting game seems really, really cool to me.
Yeah. What's the one fighting game where you can like have somebody come in as like a sidekick? They don't fight for you, but they come in and like do quick moves and then get out.
There's a couple of them that'll do that. The new Mortal Kombat does that. Mm-hmm. There's Marvel vs. Capcom. 3 is the most famous one, but it's in most of the Marvel vs. Capcoms. Right. But yeah, there's a bunch of them that do that. And that is, I didn't even think about that, but that is a really cool idea where it's like, as your relationship with them gets better, like they become stronger or they recharge quicker or something like that.
Right. Yeah. That'd be really fun.
That's a really cool idea.
And I think that gives like another complex element to like fighting games where it's like most fighting games are very like straightforward. Like you just fight. Like even some of the quest lines and like the story lines, it's like you just fight other people. Like, why don't you fight other people and romance other people?
Right? I think it's a cool idea. I think it's a really cool idea. And it could go in literally any fighting game. Right. Like if Mortal Kombat had that and it would explain the Johnny Cage Sonya Blade thing, right?
Oh, for sure. Like, yeah.
All right. If you had to do a real life date in a video game location, which location would you choose? Which video game setting is the most romantic? And I'm going to go first here. And this time it's not a joke. I'm choosing Witcher 3. I'm choosing the Toussaint region from Blood and Wine. It looks like palatial France. It's gorgeous. There's flowers, there's rivers, there's mountains, there's castles, there's flowing silks, flowing wine. It is the epitome of beauty.
Ah, that sounds really, really nice.
It is. It's gorgeous.
This is like really interesting because like when I think of dates, like I always think of like an activity. Like I've never really had like, now I'm thinking about it, like a romantic date. So I'm like picking the Golden Saucer because I feel like there's so much stuff for you to do there and like games for you to play that like you could interact like with your, the person that you're going out with. Again, I don't think it's like super romantic, but like I feel like there's some classy areas like in the Golden Saucer that could be like, super bougie and fun.
There is a romance to having fun together. There is a romance to laughing together, to seeing the joy or the defeat on someone's face when they play a game. Like, no, I don't think it's fair to say that this isn't romantic. It's just a different type of romantic. It's not a traditional romance, and that's fine. My question though, Golden Saucer showed up in a couple different places. Which one?
Great question. I just watched the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth state of play. I don't know if you saw that today.
I haven't seen it yet, but I am very excited.
But the Golden Saucer in that looks so cool. And then they have a shitload of mini games. So I'm gonna pick that one because it's new and it's interesting and it's still the Golden Saucer. So there's got to be like cute moguls and stuff in there. So
Kate Sith's gonna be there. You know that for sure.
Yeah, let's do
great.
It.
I love it. Perfect answer. And then, this last question is sponsored by Match.com. It says Match.com is starting a new service specifically for single video game characters, and we are tasked to play matchmaker. Who are you setting up to go on a date, and what date would you plan for them, and why?
Ooh.
I'm going to let you go first here.
Okay. So I picked Kirby and Jigglypuff because they are both cute pink balloon puffballs. And they would just be so adorable together. They could go around on their date and slapping, like, their enemies, or sucking up things together and be cute little puffballs, like in the air and do cute romantic stuff. It just seems like they would be so perfect for each other. And like, why not have two cute, adorable pink puffballs make more cute, adorable pink puffballs? Like, I was shipping them in the original Smash, and I still ship them 20 years later.
Fair enough.
So freaking cute.
That's pretty adorable. I worry that we might get into a tribble situation, but
don't even care. I don't care. They can suck up whatever they want to suck up, and they can turn into that thing, and I would be like, now you're a chair. And then Jigglypuff could like sing me to sleep, and then I could have a chair that could sing me to sleep. How amazing would that be? See? Perfect couple.
It legitimately, in my mind, sounds like an eldritch horror. All right. So I know it said single, but in my mind, it has always been absolutely bizarre to me that Nathan Drake and Laura Croft are not just a perfect adventuring power couple, right?
Yeah.
They both love going on adventures. They both shoot guns. They both swing on vines and shit. Like, how are they not dating? It's ridiculous. And so I would send them to their first date in the Mayan ruins.
Oh,
go get some shit out of there. They'd love it. They both love it. Their lives would be in danger the whole time. There'd be gun parts hidden behind doors that haven't been opened for thousands of years. It'd be perfect. Second date, Mariana's Trench. I don't know. Sounds great.
Wow. Yeah, that's like a really interesting. I wonder if like their egos would get in the way though, because like they're both like those types of people that like want to be the ones to first explore something and find the treasure. Like, would they have the same feeling of discovering a treasure with somebody else?
But we've both seen rom-coms where it's like, oh, both of them are competitive. They're trying to get to the thing first, but they love each other, and it's like, like
this is like a Mr. Mrs. Smith situation, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A little bit of healthy competition in a relationship never hurt anybody. So yeah, I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be great.
It was just like go on. They could even go on like their own separate adventures and then come back being like, "Yo, babe, look what I found!"
Right? Like a huge like uncut diamond that they found, or like whatever,
a golden statue.
Yeah. A machine gun piece, whatever. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. So that brings us to the end of our romantic episode. Do you have anything else to say about romance?
I'm feeling nice today. I don't want to say fuck you, Dan.
Aww.
I don't. Yeah.
It's very nice.
This is a very love-filled episode, so
it is.
Dan's great. I like Dan.
Dan is great. Dan is truly amazing. I hope he takes himself out on a date, then fucks himself. All right. Tell the people where you can be found.
I'm Melephant. You can find me on the Discord and Blue Sky as Melephant.
I am a 20-sided ninja in the Discord and on Blue Sky. Blue Sky just opened themselves up. You don't need an invite anymore. So get in there. It's great. Yeah. And also, if you are a Patreon subscriber, thank you so much for being a Patreon subscriber. Could not do this without you. If you are interested in being a Patreon subscriber, you can definitely head to our link tree and find the link for that. It's definitely worth it. Outside of that, I think that's everything I got here. You got anything else?
Nope. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, it is time to get romantic. Time to get romantic, yes indeed, that's for sure. The kick punch style remains very secure. Never pending, always the fast to make a move. This time we get down nice and smooth. Ha 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 ha. Love kick,
Love, kick,
love punch,
love, punch,
love duck,
love, duck,
love turn,
love,
ha ha ha.
turn,
Love chop,
love, chop,
love twist,
love, twist,
love pose,
love, pose,
love hug,
love, hug,
smooth kick,
smooth kick,
nice punch,
nice punch,
sweet chop,
sweet chop,
love fight.
love, fight.
Because I'm smooth with a groove so new, I wish everybody had the same point of view. Meet me at the corner, pick you up at 7. Wear your best dress and I'll take you to heaven. Yes, 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 yes. Hi, hi. Hold hands,
Hold hands,
face to face.
face to face,
Get romantic.
get romantic.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
Love style.
Love, style,
You and me
you and me,
together forever.
together forever,
Never to part.
never to part.
Look up in the sky.
Look up in the sky,
See the stars.
see the stars.
I hold you tight.
I'll hold you tight.
Lovers we are.
Lovers we are.
I'm the sensei, you are my students. But before that, you and I are friends. We know each other anywhere we can. We all need love, no matter woman or a man. Smooth like butter,
Move like butter.
caress your lover.
Caress your lover.
Enjoy the moment,
Enjoy the moment.
won't last forever.
Won't last forever.
Love punching,
Love punching.
soft chopping,
Soft chopping.
sweet kicking.
Sweet kicking.
It's all about the mind.
It's all about the mind.
Tamanegi flavor.
Tamanegi flavor.
Wish I was a player.
Wish I was a player.
I'm a taxpayer.
I'm a taxpayer.
Need a good lawyer.
Need a good lawyer.
And so it goes. Yes, this is the final chapter. I hope that all your questions were answered. Cause I'm majestic, now romantic. I know love whip is the key to save our whole planet. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Saturday. 24/7, each and every single day. This is how we do the last lesson. LOVE, your brand new prescription. Kick, kick, punch, jump, pose.
Kick, kick. Punch, jump, pose.
Smooth chop, love with rose.
Smooth chop. Love with rose.
Duck, twist, twist and punch.
Duck, twist. Twist, turn, punch.
Hug, kiss, love then chop.
Hug, kiss. Love, then chop.
Tama, negi sensei.
Tama. Negi sensei.
Here he comes to make way.
Here he comes to make way.
Very smooth, very, very romantic. I love you. See you next time.
Much love to you too, Sensei.